EU ministers have approved a document that lays down a mandate for post-Brexit trade talks with the UK. In that document, some of the most contentious issues to be discussed are free trade, fisheries and mobility. On free trade, the document sets out that the EU would like to aim for an agreement in which there are no fees, no quantitative restrictions and no tariffs applied to all sectors. What that means is that if either side is exporting goods, no charges will be applied to the importer. However, this is only going to be agreed to on the condition that the UK sign up to what they refer to as level playing field conditions. Level playing field conditions from the EU's perspective are meant to ensure that fair competition between the UK and the EU will be undertaken. If it's going to open its market to the UK, more so than it has done in other free trade agreements, what it wants to do is ensure that the standards on the environment, on labour laws, on state aid, which is basically the government benefiting companies in any way which would distort competition. It wants to ensure that on all of these the UK would adhere to broadly similar standards. This is an area where the UK is likely to disagree with the EU. It is not necessarily saying it doesn't want to sign up to any level playing field arrangements, but what it certainly doesn't want to do is allow EU law and EU institutions to decide the level of ambition and the level of the constraint that is placed on the UK post-Brexit. Fisheries is another area of contention. The document sets out that the EU would like to retain the current levels of access to fish in the UK's waters, and more than this, it says that other parts of the economic agreement will be conditional on whether the UK signs up to this. The UK, when it is leaving, will take back control of its waters, and it has a different approach. It would like to negotiate the level of access that EU fisheries, EU fishing boats will be allowed to have. That is one of the key areas of contention as well. On mobility, this is perhaps less of an area of contention, but it's still interesting. What it says is that visa-free travel should be provided, so there's no surprises there. The conditions for accessing services will need to be negotiated, but crucially, it says that there will not be any discrimination allowed, that whatever is offered to one member state will have to be offered to all member states. Now, the UK might like to offer preferential terms to, for example, Spain or Germany, but whatever terms it offers to those, it would have to offer to everyone else. And the point of this is to ensure that the EU maintains its unity, to ensure that the UK can't pick off and play different member states against each other.